Welcome back, AV Clubbers. I'm your host, Alex Nkalivi, and I'm joined with the cast and director of Free Fire, Ben Wheatley, Armie Hammer, Sharlto, Copley. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, it's great to be. So, Ben, let's start off with you. Your last film, High Rise, was a fairly massive conceptual, and structurally large undertaking. Was this film, in part, sort of a creative response to that, wanting to do something a little more specific and intimate?
The way that it happened was they were done basically back to back. So I knew I wanted to do something that was more about kind of cause and effect and less about complicated plot and more about action. Every film I've done has been different from the last one, so I've been lucky like that.
Yeah, and you guys.
It's all luck. That's what it is.
Pure luck. There's no talent involved here. It's just
you don't have no control over what gets made from movie to movie. All you can do is write a load of scripts and hope something gets done at some point. And then you get really difficult questions about how they all link together, and you go, but.
Somewhat random.
Yeah. So, I remember I did an interview I did some screenings in Russia, and one of the first questions was, why are you afraid of old people and naked people?
Because together it's a very dangerous combination. Let's be honest.
Well, there goes my first question. So much for that. Well, speaking of scripts, then, at what point did you guys get involved with this? So, did you send you the script and you read it and you were like, I have to get in on this?
I remember getting the script and someone said, this is Ben Wheatley's next project. And I'd seen Sightseers at that point.
Okay.
And I was like, awesome. So I read this and then I went back and I watched all of Ben's other work, which, as he says, it's like a totally different director made every single movie. They're so varied and different each from project to project. So this seemed like a really interesting kind of pulpy, fun project that was just like, let's just go have a great time making a movie. And I wanted to work with Ben, and it just seemed like a no-brainer. So
I came on last, and my agent actually called me and he said, whatever you think of the script, like, everybody wants to work with this guy. Like, every actor that we know of in the past is like, yeah. And he was like, I promise you, just talk to him. Just talk to him, because everybody just raves about the experience of working with him. Yeah. And I've never had that before. They've never done that before. And so I thought, wow, that's quite a strong, sales pitch. But then, I read it. We had a Skype session, and Ben was talking about changing originally the character was an English guy, and he said, maybe we could do him maybe as a South African. And we talked about, sort of developing a different take on the character, and I was very excited about that. And just in an hour of kind of talking to him, I felt like this would be fun, fun thing to go do.
Well, and you mentioned, Last One Come On, this cast, like this massive, sort of impressive cast of people, where a lot of it takes place in this one confined area. That couldn't have been the most, serious, grim, nobody talking, nobody enjoying themselves set you've ever been on.
Well, once you get onto the ground, it gets a bit rough, man. The first act was okay until we started getting shot. It was all fun and games until we were on crawling through the ground for the next 4 weeks.
When you show up in the morning and they hand you the shirt that you're going to wear for the day, and it's got blood on it that you've been wearing the same shirt for a week now, and you take it off the hanger and the shirt stays in exactly the same position, and you put it on the ground and it stands up, and you just go, oh, this is going to be...
Each day, which was all the actors just rolling around in the dirt.
I would just go onto the ground. Yeah.
That being said, in between takes was probably one of the best times I think I've ever had making a movie. It started out where everyone was like, oh, this is great, everybody's here, so we'll kind of stand around and talk to each other. And then that got a little bit boring. And then I think...
10 minutes later.
Yeah. The next day. And then Killian's agent sent him a dartboard. And that went up immediately. And then dart tournaments. And then that got a little bit old. And then Jack Rayner and I went and got a ping pong table at an Argus next door. And then that took on a life of its own.
Because I was working really hard.
You were actually working hard. And then we were having ping pong tournaments the rest of the time.
Because we were all there all the time, which is unusual for a film. Like, we'd all arrive in the morning because you never knew who was going to be on camera or whose legs would be on camera.
Because if Ben decided a shot was boring, and let's move the camera over there. Oh shit! Now I see Bree over there, and now I see Sharlto. So everybody was there from the first thing in the morning till the end of the day. Which I think lent like a wonderful feeling of like almost theater to the project. It was like we were all there just like in costume, ready to go and ready to do our job at a moment's notice. It was like being reserve firefighters or something, Most of the time, you're just hanging out.
Yeah.
Except way less important than a reserve
Yeah.
firefighter. Like when they call a reserve firefighter saving
you
someone's
talking about,
life
dude?
or
We're
saving
making-
an animal.
Sharlto, we're making movies. We're making movies, man. This is serious.
That's the headline now. Is the actors of firefight. We're more free fire. We're more important than firefighters.
No,
I
that's
would-
Armie's headline.
Yes. Yes. No.
Sharlto Copley says we are more important than firefighters.
Oh God. Oh Jesus.
And this is how it starts, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Because of the casting, you're all rolling around in the dirt. You're getting blood all over each other. You're having a fight. Who do you think, in real life, who do you think would actually be the one to take everybody out in a firefight?
Him.
No.
Noah Taylor.
This guy.
Noah. and he wouldn't lose a single minute of sleep
No,
over
this
it.
guy, man. I'm telling you, him.
Yeah?
No bullshit. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. And I would maybe be second. I would have rated, but in
I
real
would
life,
say
not
Sharlto.
Vern, but this guy.
I'm a pacifist.
This
I'd run.
guy. This
Yeah.
guy.
Best way to win a gunfight is run the other way.
Like this though.
Yeah, it's like serpentine.
Yeah. Although you actually built the set in Minecraft before you started,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So you actually know all the nooks and crannies. You might actually be the last one.
If we were
standing.
in the actual, by the way, I like occasionally will somehow come across like notes of yours. I don't know if it's like from like Twitter or whatever, but like I'll see pictures of the diagramming and the storyboarding that we did, and every single detail is so thought out in terms of, well, if he fires his gun once this way, then wouldn't that mean we need someone over there to acknowledge this and then maybe move a little bit? So everything that felt like we were making decisions on set as actors, where it was like, well, shouldn't I go over here? He'd be like, great idea. It was his idea the whole damn time. Like, so if we were in
So
that,
mysterious.
yeah. If we were actually in that warehouse, like he's like the man behind the curtain. I mean, Ben would win the gunfight for sure.
You guys,
It's got
the
me
movie's-
thinking now, actually. Because the first picture I saw of you, your head was like shaved or something when I was looking you up. I was like, wow, this guy looks like a serious, like sort of, you know,
serious person.
serious problem. Like
you seen
in a
Kill
conflict.
List?
No, I know. So now maybe he is actually
I'd
the
be more of
silent.
a
Are you good with a
poisoner
gun?
A poisoner.
Yeah, he would just kill everyone with poison. That's true.
Welcome to your last breakfast.
You've all been radiated. Goodbye.
He's like, why use a gun?
You guys, the movie is Free Fire. Go check it out. Armie, Sharlto, Ben, thanks so much for being here.
Thanks,
Of course,
thanks,
man.
guys.
Take care.